Alrighty, there we go. Sun starting to peak above the trees. Finally starting to get to where we can see. We are hitting some waves of fog this morning, so we're right at that right temperature here in Florida. That seems like every bridge that we cross is pretty dense in fog. So if you come across that kind of stuff, guys, just back it down a little bit. Let's not have any more incidences like we did over there, and I don't remember if it was Louisiana or if it was Mississippi, but we had that real bad pile up on the bridge due to fog this past year. So let's go ahead and try to use our heads, guys, but it is definitely cold down here in Florida, which is surprising because it was 42 when I left Georgia, and or when I got up this morning in Georgia, and it is now 35 down here in Florida. So it seems like the further south we go this morning, the colder it gets. So that's fun. Last week I delivered in Knoxville, and it was 34 degrees, which you guys would be seeing that video if I would have downloaded the right one, but I didn't. So that's on me, my bad. But either way, you can see if you look off to the right, that is not water, that is fog over there. I don't know how it looks in the camera, but yeah, it's pretty nice. It's supposed to be a pretty nice day, so I'm not too overly concerned yet. But we're going to be rolling up, or getting these delivered, and then rolling on over there to Brunswick. Hopefully we can get a real decent one-stopper. They have a lot of cars over there. I think the email or the information, I think the information we got, yeah, last I heard they had something like 500-600 cars on the ground over there. So hopefully it'll be a pretty decent load this morning that we can grab out of there. I'm hoping to be in that area around noon-ish today. We're going to be pulling in to deliver here in 150 miles, so about 9:30 in the morning. So shouldn't be too bad. Take us about 35-40 minutes to get offloaded. Hopefully it won't take them a whole long amount of time to get everything inspected and checked in. And as long as we can get in and out pretty quick, this is going to be a pretty good day. I'm hoping to get everything delivered and then make our way back over towards Atlanta tonight. So if we can do that, then like I said, we're sitting pretty, because then I can deliver Wednesday morning and get right back over to Kia, get another load on, come back down here, get delivered on Thursday morning, reloaded, delivered on Friday, and back up towards Tennessee. So that is the goal at this point in time. Fingers crossed it's going to work out, but let's get rolling. Let's get some miles done, and I'll see you guys as we get there. All right, we are just getting down here into Orlando. You see we're getting off at the Sanford Daytona Beach exit. It shows that we're like 2.5 miles away. I don't know exactly. I've never been to this dealership, so I don't exactly know where to park. My paperwork says go to the Ford dealership, and it's the very last parking lot to deliver to. I'm assuming, when I looked on the map, that there's a kind of a big one at the back left of what looks like kind of a little road out behind a couple dealerships. So I'm assuming that's where it's going. It kind of looks like that's kind of the delivery area, the way the cars are lined up and stuff back there. So I'm hoping that is it. But when we get over there, I'm going to try to point out on this trailer what I like and dislike about these 75 footers, because I will say my opinion has pretty dramatically changed from what I thought about them previous, because I'd never run a 75 footer, so all I could really do was look at them and judge. And I want to give you my my kind of breakdown of the first month of running this trailer, my thoughts on the 75, kind of tips and tricks I've learned along the way, and what I've done wrong and what I've done right on this trailer. So kind of want to point that all out to you guys, kind of give you guys the information, so that if you are out in the market and you haul, you're not hauling giant vehicles, I guess you can kind of make a choice if the 75 footers are much cheaper, if they're going to work out for you over what these new 80 footers look like. So I'm getting off right here. I got the Ford dealership I'm literally straight across the street. So swing through the easy pass lane here, and I'm just trying to judge where I'm going. So I'm going to want the middle lane, because it's going to be on the left-hand side of the road. And yeah, you can see the Ford dealership right in front of us. So we will pull straight out into the far left lane. It looks like we're making a left right here. So, oh yeah, it's Greenway. So the dealership I'm delivering to is Greenway Kia, but it looks like all these dealerships in here are also Greenway. So they got Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Fiat. I think I saw an Alfa Romeo sign back there. So we will find out in just a couple minutes. Gonna have to watch these tree limbs. When I make this turn, you guys will see it. It looks like there's a whole bunch of low trees kind of hanging. So fingers crossed it's not gonna be bad, because I'm not gonna go damaging units getting under these trees. So if we have to, we'll stop and measure. Don't like having to do that, but I will also always do it over dragging a tree limb across the roof of the vehicle. So like I said, I'm assuming everything will be fine, but we'll see when we get in there. Man, that was a long light to have to sit through. We've been here for almost 4 minutes waiting on oh, there we go. Waiting on that light to change. But yeah, fast forwarded through you guys. Okay, those do look up and up. I'm just going to go ahead and drop my suspension and gain extra space, because there's no reason. Yeah, way above the tops of all the cars. I'm watching it in the mirror as I go by. But drop my suspension down. See, we got some low ones up here as well. Those will definitely be tall enough, but we'll go ahead and leave the suspension all the way down and not have to worry about hitting anything. So that is kind of the name of the game here. So it says there's the Ford dealership. I'm just watching my signs here. Yeah, definitely not going through there. And got some dealerships out here delivering. Let's look at where we're going. Got a stop sign. So we'll go through that. Go ahead and raise my suspension back up now. Deliveries. I see an arrow. Let's see. Can I pull in there? Does it look like trucks go in there? I really wish, definitely no trucks go in there. I really wish they would have answered the phone when I called, because I would have been able to ask. But why is that not going in gear? I'm just gonna go ahead and park right here and go find out. Let's go make some phone calls. Alrighty, so we just finally made it in here. Make sure that's plugged in and recording. Just made it here. Gonna be offloading in just a minute, but I did want to say this, like I showed earlier, this is the load that we have on. It's nice and easy, nothing really to worry about. But I will say, with the 75-foot trucks, I have learned a couple things. They are, in my opinion, I do like it. It's a nice trailer. You do have to pick and choose where you're putting things a little bit more than you did with the 80-footer. The 80-footers, we can just kind of drop them on and everything kind of fit. Didn't really have much issues hauling almost anything. A couple things here or there you would get an issue, but for the most part it was pretty simple. Everything kind of went on and flowed nice and easy. 80-footers, I will say, you don't really have to think about these loads, which does help you a lot. But these 75-footers, I am having to put more thought into them, but I will say it's not as hard as what I originally thought. When I originally started doing these, or when I originally saw these 75-footers, and it does kind of hold true, I do say that's kind of expert level car hauling. I still, to this day, believe a high rail is easier than this 80-footer, but there's less steps with the 80-footer, or with the 75-footer, but there's less steps with the 75-footer quick loaders over a high rail. I think a lot of people are fearful of those steps, but it's not hard at all. In my opinion, like I said, it is actually easier to get things down to height than it is with these. But I'll go ahead and show you my opinions on this. To start, we're going to start with the head rack here. So far, it seems like most of your SUVs will fit here. You can put a pretty good size, like I can put a Sorento over a Sorento, I would say. Fairly decent size, mid-size SUVs will fit fine right here, one over top of the other. What I have noticed, drop this pocket, that does help a lot. For the most part, I'm right here between hole number 7 and hole number 8, coming down from the pinhole right there. It's loading up nice and easy. Right here, almost all my SUVs, I have this dropped all the way down. Almost all my SUVs, just barely onto this, and you're fine. Comes down to height, you can see I got plenty of room up above right here. And being this is a Sportage, this isn't anywhere close, but it does help. I probably could leave it up, but I would just be much closer here and then much closer over the hood right here. Why? For 2 seconds worth of work on that, I mean, it probably cost maybe 30 seconds. Why run close in case you hit a big bump and you roof a car? It's not worth it. Leave yourself the extra space, drop that down. Does help a lot. Now coming back here, I did originally, I was dropping this down with these bigger SUVs. I had a couple of them get super close to the tongue. So I've done Telluride over Telluride right here with this up, and I'm down to height, nice and easy. So just, I guess unless you're hauling trucks, leave that up all the time. I kind of park right in between the two ramps, so strap goes to the front, strap goes to the back, everything's held in, nice and easy. That seems to be pretty simple. What I've been doing, like I did with the 80-footers, is I leave this out just a little bit. Simple reason, most of your smaller SUVs are going to be front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, and usually it's all-wheel once in a while, front-wheel drive all the time. So leave the parking brake off. I park right here, leave this shotgunned out just a little bit, so that way I can get these on and park this in the exact spot that I always want to leave it parked in, and then I can just go ahead and suck this one in, just literally use the shotgun and suck it in just a little bit. What's going on? So that way you can park this one in the same spot. I will say almost all of them I park just onto this little opening right here. Seems to be the right spot. Leave yourself the space. You saw I had a ton of room back here. Coming back the rest of the way, always drop this car all the way down. unless it's actual like K5s or small cars. I've just been dropping this down. You guys would see me with my 85 foot or my 80 footers. I would always back number 9 on. With the 75 footer, it seems like this is up just a little too high, and the back corner is getting right into this bar right here. So I've been pulling on, seems to work a lot better. With cars, go ahead. This little pin right here, if you have cars, flip it in, which will keep this flopper straight out. But with SUVs, you see I gotta tell you right on it, it works perfectly. All of this comes down to height nice and easy. I'm running, this load came down here. I think my tallest vehicle was 13.7, which was the roof rack on this one right here. I already had my pin set, so I could have dropped it a little bit more, but 13.7 I'm perfectly comfortable with. I know the whole way down here I have nothing really to worry about. But I'm gonna go ahead, set you guys up and let you set you guys up so you guys can watch this get offloaded. Hopefully we'll be out of here in about 35-40 minutes and get everything signed and keep rolling. So see you guys in just a minute. Alrighty guys, we are going to be on our way up to Brunswick. I just want to finish out my thoughts on this trailer because, like I said, it's the 75 footer is something that I have never actually used previous, and I did kind of cut what I was saying out there a little short, just simply because they were waiting for me to get the cars in. I didn't want to make them wait and aggravate the dealership, so I do try to be quick and not hold them up at all. So my thoughts with the 75 footer is I do still firmly believe that it is the most challenging trailer there is to operate. Now, I'm going to say it's not a bad trailer. I don't mind the trailer at all. Like, I don't dislike it. And if I got told tomorrow morning that I was going to be using this trailer for the next 3 years, I wouldn't care at all. That would have zero effect on me. I can make this trailer, and really, you can make any trailer work if you go into it with an open mind and you don't let it aggravate you. Just I guess try not to have I don't know how you'd say it. I'm trying to think of like pre-whatever, but I'm having a word finding problem. But don't come into it with a closed mind and have a preconceived notion of what the trailer is going to be. That's what I was trying to say. You go into any trailer with a pretty open mind, they're all going to work. You can make money with all of them. Obviously, companies have for 50 years running these things. But I will say the 75 footer is much more challenging. For me, what I have noticed so far is my longer vehicles I try to put under the trailer or in spot 1 and 2 on the top of the head rack. The shortest vehicles I try to put on spot 4 and 5, which are the first 2 positions on the top of my trailer. I try to use that because then I can shrink up my loading distance the most, and by doing that, now I leave more turning room. And the more turning room you have between the trailer and your head rack, the safer your load is going to be at the end of the day. After that, really, I mean, it loads just like an 80 footer at the end of the day. Some of them, like my dad's, doesn't have truck pockets, mine does. And it really, unless you're hauling trucks, it's not going to have a huge effect on how the trailer operates for you. The pros, I would say it is a little bit shorter. Definitely, it is 5 foot shorter than an 80 footer, obviously. In and out of dealerships does turn a little bit easier. You don't have as much dogtailing behind the truck as you do with the 80 footers. You don't stick out as much when you're parked at the truck stop. So that kind of stuff is nice. The cons to it is you are 5 foot shorter. You're losing 5 feet of loading room behind or 5 feet of loading room on your truck and trailer. That is a ton of space, especially with a lot of stuff where a load would go on nice and easy if you had an extra foot. If you had that extra foot for turning room, that would also make your load easier. When you lose 5 feet of it, there's just times where that extra foot is needed. So I will say that is a major con. The other con is these things are heavier at the end of the day. The way I would compare it is to my dad's 80 footer that he had over at United Road. That truck, that truck was much lighter than what this is. My dad was in a sleeper truck, I was in a day cab, so you kind of can't compare. It's not apples to apples at the end of the day with that. But I will say this truck and trailer is heavier than what his old 80 footer was. that's a pretty major con, especially when every time they come out with a new model of anything, it comes out longer, taller, and heavier than its previous model. So at the end of the day, thank you, sir, for letting me over. Flash my lights. And I got to get over another lane, so I will sneak out one more. So yeah, at the end of the day, all these vehicles are getting heavier and heavier, and with a heavier truck and trailer, that is a pretty major con. I will say the last big thing I can think of is this trailer being smaller does make it so you have to pick and choose where you're putting your vehicles, over the way mine used to be, where you could kind of put them anywhere you wanted. That's a pretty major con. But at the end of the day, like I said, I like the trailer. I will run this trailer another 3-5 years. That doesn't bother me at all. I will run any piece of equipment there is out there, and I will even say it doesn't matter brand. You give me a Boydston, I'll run it. You give me a I almost said Delavan, but now it's a Loar trailer. You give me a Loar trailer, I'll run that. You give me a Cottrell, I'll run that. High rail, mid rail, low rail, stacker, non-stacker, quick loader, it doesn't matter. I will run any of them. I can make them all work, especially with this, with running Kias and Hyundais and Hondas, stuff like that. Really, any of these trailers are going to work fine for you. So I am going to go ahead and cut this one off here, just simply because I want to get this edited up tonight. But on the next one, you will see my load coming out of Brunswick. But I do want to ask, in the comments below, please let me know. I did get a few people that said they really liked the long version of the loading and unloading. I'm thinking, because that video actually, the viewers, there was a good amount of viewers, it was above average, but the amount of time watched, it seemed like a lot of you tuned off as soon as we were a couple minutes into the unloading of the trailer. So I'm thinking, get in the comments below, let me know, would you support me just starting another YouTube channel that is literally just the long form unedited version of my loading and unloading videos, and I can do the edited ones on this one, the more of the talking on this one, more of explaining what's going on, but on the other one will just be more of just I hit record and unloaded. So it might not be much talking in some of them, might be a lot of talking in some of them. Let me know what your opinions are on that, and I'll probably ask this over the next couple of videos, and just let me know, and I'll let you know if I decide to. I'll let everybody know what the YouTube channel is. It'll probably be Car Carrier TV long form or something like that. But guys, I love you. I will see you on the next one. Please be safe out here, and if you haven't already, like and subscribe to the channel. I do appreciate it, guys. See you on the next one.